Brian Marlow, and I'm the Director of Revive Australia.
Okay, do you have an opening statement?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity to appear today. Australians were promised prosperity, but what they have experienced is decline. The gap between what was promised and what has been delivered sits at the centre of this discussion. The current economic model has failed the people it was supposed to serve, yet Australians are still being asked to accept a bigger economy while they themselves fall behind in their own country. Living standards have stalled or gone backwards. Housing has moved out of reach for large parts of the population, and the cost of living continues to rise faster than incomes. Australians are getting poorer inside an economy that is still being described as a success. It is anything but. A key driver of that outcome has been the mass migration experiment, and it has failed on every metric. It has not delivered prosperity where it matters. It has made things worse for everyday Australians. Headline GDP has been nudged higher through deliberate efforts to expand the size of the economy, but GDP per person has gone backwards and the people's lives have suffered as a result. Despite this, the economic establishment remains committed to continuing an approach that has already failed in practice and is now being felt in the daily lives of Australians. Aggregate GDP should not be treated as the primary measure of a nation's success. If the price of GDP is turning Australia into something like a Mos Eisley cantina, then the problem is not that we need to manage migration better, it's that we are chasing the wrong objective altogether. A country is not an abstract economic zone whose purpose is to maximise output at any cost. It is a place with a history, culture, and a people who have a right to continuity and stability in their own communities. Once you accept the premise that any level of change is justified if it lifts a headline number, you have already conceded that the character of the nation is expendable, and I reject that completely. Economic performance matters, but it does not override the right of Australians to preserve a country that remains recognisable, cohesive, and their own. Australia is stagnating while the mass migration experiment continues. That alone proves the model has failed. You cannot fix productivity, housing, or the cost of living while continuing to increase the population under the same approach, because every one of those pressures is being intensified at the same time as policymakers claim to be solving them. Australians are not widgets. They are not flesh-covered units of economic output to be scaled up or scaled down to improve a graph. A nation is its people, not a set of numbers. Yet the system we're operating under continues to expand without regard for the consequences, and Australians are carrying the cost of that expansion every day. If this inquiry is serious about productivity, then it has to confront the structure that is producing these outcomes. That means ending the mass migration experiment, resetting the economic model, and putting Australians first. Thank you.
Okay.